cannot believe that that is an intro, and I cannot believe that that is actually better than an entire 14, 15 track album from a lot of artists. There, I said it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Herrera here. I hope that you are all doing well. You're probably wondering what's going on right now. Hasn't she heard the majority of the songs from this album? Watch the music videos, watch live performances. What else is there left to do? Well, let me tell you what there is left to do. I went ahead and I bought myself a copy of Taeyang's full album released in 2014 called Rise, and although I haven't heard all the songs on this album, I did this because I considered this to be one of the greatest albums that has ever been released in K-pop, and it contains one of the greatest songs to have ever been released in K-pop, maybe even the entire world. Now, I'll get to reasons as to why I think that is, but you might agree with me. To find out what I'm including in this video, have a look at the description below. I've found some teasers, some behind-the-scenes footage, some different live performances, lyric videos, etc., etc. Please relive this journey with me. I am so excited. I'm starting off here with the teaser, The Spot. Usually I would open up this album, have a look at it, and have the song playing in the background, but I really just want to indulge in this. I'm going to pretend that this is a real-time comeback, and I'm going to live this journey. Live it with me right now. I'm forcing you to live this with me. I love this black and white. Is this in LA? That siren, oh my god, that just makes me feel so pumped for this. Oh, his visual is so strong. Do I get to see him box? More paint, I love it. Ah! I mean, okay, so there wasn't even an ounce of a song on there, unless that music is from one of the songs that I haven't heard yet. I really like that, the visual of it all being black and white, being very angry, almost mysterious, suddenly him connecting his eyes to ours at the very end, all sorts of different stuff going in there. I'm sure as I move through this album and I start to understand the story behind Rise, some of it might make a little bit more sense to me, but it's different. Okay, I'm feeling so excited about this. Let's begin.
It was a long journey. I learned so much.
Dude, his accent.
Through the good times and the bad. This is my story.
And this is why I'm proclaiming him to be
About 4
king.
years ago, we started on Taeyang's album because he was trying to find a new direction to go. He was learning as he was going, so he was trying to figure out his own voice, his own statement he wants to make, like a message he wants to give out in his music.
노래를 만들면서 분명히 우여곡절도 많았던 순간이 있었고 앨범이 나오는가? 라고 하는 시기가 제 생각에 한 2번 정도 있었던 것 같아요.
저랑 작업한 노래만 해도 더블 CD는 낼 수 있을 것 같아요. 굉장히 많은 노래를 작업했는데 그만큼 쉽게 만족할 수 없는 스타일이에요.
태양은 그런 것 같아요. 음악적인 어떤 그 고집이 있고 그런
That just
고집을
makes me love him so
여러
much.
사람들한테 오히려 더
Stick to it.
보여주려고 하는 어떤 그런 의지나 어떤 그런 고집이 진실된 것 같고.
And again, how does
영가가
somebody
워낙
like that
성격
stay away
자체가
from music
되게
for so long?
뭐든지 되게 완벽하게 하려는 딱 그런 성격이 있는 거를 저희가 되게 잘 알잖아요. 영배가 많이 표현은 안 해도 저희가 딱 봤을 때 이렇게 되게 힘들어하는 모습을 많이 봤었었는데
힘들어 했어요. 앨범 내기 전에 원래 되게 이렇게 고민도 많이 하고 또 아무래도 시간이 계속해서 자신의 이런 마음과 생각과는 다르게 미뤄지다 보니까
You can't rush perfection.
여러 가지로 되게 힘들어 보였어요.
누구나 그렇게 되면 실망하고 뭔가 아쉬워하고 안타까워하고 그러잖아요. 근데 태양이는 그러고 난 다음에 그 날 바로 녹음실에서 또 새로 작업을 하고 있어. 그러면서 더 좋은 게 나오고.
To me, it's like all of his influences are on this album. His voice and everything, like it's different. When you listen to the songs, you could tell it comes from the heart. So it's not just like, you know, him just singing.
And there I was thinking that at the end of this video, I was going to summarize why I think this is probably the best album to come from anyone and contains one of the best songs. And that's pretty much that. It's already been said.
돼가면서 들을 때마다 그 음악들이 다 너무 태양이었고요. 오랜 시간 같이 작업하고 일해왔지만 이 친구는 그냥 죽을 때까지
He
음악을
better,
할 것 같아요.
otherwise we'll hunt him down. Seriously.
자기가 생각하고 있었던 그런 것들을 하나하나 보여주는 느낌에 계속 업그레이드라고 해야 되나?
지금까지의 태양이의 모습은 이름과도 같이 뭔가 강렬한 느낌이었다면 이번 앨범부터는 빨간 노을처럼 더 커지고 조금 더 깊어진 그런
How is
느낌들이
G so
고스란히
good
담겨
with
있다고 생각이
words?
돼요.
That boy. I feel like this is a song on the album, isn't it? This is the second time I'm hearing this.
Throw your hands in the air. Keep your hands in the air. We're gonna be reaching for the sky tonight. And we're gonna light it up right tonight. Throw your hands in the air. Keep your hands in the air. Put it in the air. Feeling it Alone in the darkness.
This song? Don't go. How dare you? What is that song called? I can't wait to get to it. Why is this 1:49? You are joking. This is not just an intro, is it?
Throw your hands in the air. Keep your hands in the air. We're gonna be reaching for the sky tonight. And we're gonna light it up right tonight. Throw your hands in the air. Keep your hands in the air. Put it in the air. Feeling it Alone in the darkness. It's so cold and crazy. And everybody's heartless. No one to save me. Fucking I'ma be alright. Wake up and rise. Baby, I'm the one to light it up hotter than a burning sun.
How dare this be 1 minute and 49 seconds? How dare this be an intro? And he just dropped the sexiest F-bomb on me ever. Like, I need a full song.
Alone in the darkness. It's so cold and crazy.
This is
And everybody's
gorgeous.
heartless. No one to save me. Fucking I'ma be alright. Wake up and rise. Baby, I'm the one to light it up hotter than a burning sun. Every time that people say it's the end, I will show up forever. If you can't see it in my eyes, if you don't recognize, then whatever. Let me say, shout it out to the world. Get ready, I'm coming. Reaching for the sky tonight. Together we gon' rise with the morning light. Throw your hands in the air.
Dude.
Keep your hands in the air. We're gonna be reaching for the sky tonight. And we're gonna light it up right tonight. Throw your hands in the air. Keep your hands in the air. Put it in the air. Feeling it
I cannot believe that that is an intro, and I cannot believe that that is actually better than an entire 14, 15 track album from a lot of artists. There, I said it. Now you understand why I went ahead and I bought the album. Do you see? I mean, I hadn't even heard that, but how fantastic is that? He's sounding less fresh in this. He's sounding a little bit more raw, a bit more angry, much more forward placed, less nasal, a little bit more warm, fiery to go with that burning sun, to go with that theme. This is fantastic. I am super excited about this. I know we watched this together previously, and I consider myself to be a really visual person. However, I've only watched this music video once with that English sub version, and then I realized that this is going to be high definition, so I'm going to get to see, yeah, like skin texture. I did not just say that. No one's ever said that before, have they? But I was right.
미안해 미안해 하지마 내가 초라해지잖아
Wow.
빨간 예쁜 입술로 어서 나를 죽이고 가 나는 괜찮아.
So I wasn't going to stop it at all. I was going to let this play, but I just want to say this is such an important moment in K-pop history. I feel like this music video is such an important timestamp, not only for Taeyang, but also for Big Bang as well. I just think this song is the ultimate song. And this song is the reason why I consider this album to be the best album, because I think nobody else has a song like this that means as much to them, that tells a part of their life story. I don't think anyone else dare put something this personal out there, like with everything that this music video grows into be. Like, nobody else dare do that. Only Taeyang did that. I will never be bored of this song. Oh my god, I can like really see him. This must have been one take, right?
너의 코입 날 만지던 네 손길 작은 손톱까지 다 여전히 널 느낄 수 있지만 꺼진 불꽃처럼 다 들어가 버린 우리 사랑 모두 다 너무 아프지만 이제
On a visual level, it seems like it's quite simple, doesn't it? It's so stripped down. However, the more the camera pans out, the lighting, the weather is then added, and actually it's really complicated to make that happen. The timing of it.
볼 수 있을까 하루하루가 불안해져 네 모든 게 갈수록 희미해져 사진 속에 너는 왜 해맑게 웃는데 우리에게 다가오는 이별을 모른 채 널 보낼 수 없는 나의 욕심이 집착이 되어 널 가뒀고 혹시 넌 나 때문에 힘들었니 아무 대답 없는 너
It sounds so 2D like this, because when you listen to the live versions, you hear his voice pop more. It sounds more emotive.
추억이라 부를게
Nobody else dared to do this.
나를 바라보던 너의 까만 눈 향기로운 숨을 담은 너의 콜 사랑해 사랑해 내게 속삭이던 그 입술을 나 너의 눈, 코, 입 날 만지던 네 손길
He can't help but move, can he? He's such a natural dancer.
여전히 널 느낄 수 있지만 저 불꽃처럼 다 들어가 부를게.
It is absolutely perfect. I love that song so much. And I think that, in all honesty, it is the only song that I have memorized fully. Like every single word precisely, every note precisely. I mean, I listen to other songs, but I make up my own lyrics as I go along. Or I make up my own tune. But this one, I know how to sing it exactly how he sings it. Nowhere near as good as how he sings it. But it's just such an incredibly special song. I will never be bored of it. And I did find the behind the scenes for this, and I'm really excited to watch it.
나만을 바라보던 너의 까만 눈 향기로운 숨을 담은 너의 콜 사랑해 사랑해 내게 속삭이던 그 입술을 나
네, 저의 타이틀곡인데요. 눈, 코, 입이란 곡이고요. 제목에서 말하다시피 헤어진 연인에 대한 그리움을 나타낸 곡이에요. 그래서 가슴이 아픈 노래기도 하고 뭔가 제 이야기를 담은 노래라 굉장히 진정성이 느껴지는 그런 곡이에요.
Who else owns up to stuff like that? I swear to God, he's so open about this.
아프지만 이제 널 추억이라 부를게 미안해 미안해 하지만 내가 저렇게 두잖아
컨셉이라든지 뭐 어떤 이렇게 화려한 어떤 그런 것들이 많이 존재하지 않고요. 제가
We
가진
get
감정을
that.
그대로 표현하는 것, 그것이 가장 크게 보시는 분들에게 더 잘 표현이 될 것 같다라는 생각이 들어서 가장 심플하면서도 가장 미니멀하게 준비가 된.
We got it.
사실 뭐 어떠한 이야기를 하고 싶었다라기보다 그냥 그때 제가 느낀 감정을 그냥 그대로 써 내려갔던 것 같아요. 그래서 들어보시면 아시겠지만 굉장히 솔직한 느낌의 가사
We
그리고
feel it.
솔직하게 노래도 불렀고요. 그래서
We hear it.
슬픈 느낌이 많이 나는 노래죠.
It's so nice to be able to hear him talking about his stuff.
그동안 제가 퍼포먼스 위주의 노래를 많이 했었고 사실 이렇게 뭐랄까 노래만 제 목소리만 부각되는 노래를 그동안 사실 못한 것도 사실이었는데 제가 그동안 그런 모습을 많이 보여줬기 때문에 이번에 제가 이러한 모습이 되게 새로울 거라고 제가 생각을 했어요. 그래서 굉장히 운명적인 곡이고 들으시는 분들이 저의 어떤 솔직한 감정을 잘 느끼실 수 있을 거라 생각이 돼요.
이제 널 추억이라 부를게
They have one opportunity to get that right. It is such a delight to hear him talking about his music. And the thing is that I know he's saying that we'd seen more of a performance side to him. And obviously, like, the order of things that I've seen has been kind of all over the place. But those of you that have lived with it, would you say that that's true? Because I think that even when I see that real, like, idol side of him, when I listen to this, it still sounds fresh. It's not that a fresh image is then presented to me. It is just a fresh sounding song, no matter where you are in your journey. Like 15 years down the line, you'd still consider this song to be fresh and to be raw. And that, again, is why this song is one of, if not the greatest K-pop song, in my opinion. Is that his solo concert? That's the size of a Big Bang concert. I have so much love for this song. And a live band, and he's looking like that. Gosh. Oh. Don't you feel lucky being a K-pop listener, because sometimes you get to hear those songs that you really love in another language, and that just happened to me. So I'm used to listening to the Korean version, and actually I've got another version to listen to. Well, I prefer it to the Korean version. I had no idea. I love that outfit. Mm. Don't you think that his live voice just pops so much more? I just love it so much. Oh. I need to watch this concert.
Let's go.
I think this is the first time I've seen him with his hair like down. Oh my god, his hair is so silky. I'm sorry, I am being preoccupied. She has curly hair. I honestly can't even tell what that is. Is that a hat? Or is that his hair? This is such an anthem, isn't it?
Let's go. 그대도 나와 같은 슬픈 표정을 하고 있었잖아. Won't you stay with me, girl? 입은 아니라 해도 눈은 날 원한다고 말했잖아. Won't you?
Isn't it funny that that chorus like is definitely made for everybody to sing out loud? Like the music dropping is absolutely perfect for that. I can't get over this hair for both of them. I feel like G just comes in and makes everything extra sexy. Like Taeyang's a little bit more, I don't know, he's a bit more romantic, and G is just all about the body. This is all going to change because I realise there's a song on this album called Body. It feels good to sing that out loud, right? It's that kind of a feel. I'm sorry, G transformed into some sort of squawking animal in the back. Let him sing. I really love this hair. An anthem. Absolute anthem.
for worse or for better, just stay with me forever. Won't you stay with me in a world? I wanna die. I wanna die. Won't you?
He's off. Goodbye. Him and his bird's nest. Oh, how good does that sound? I absolutely love that. Okay, I'm not going to move on to the cricket. Sadly, I'm not moving on to the cricket performance because this is supposed to be a reaction for Taeyang's album. But I do just want to say that an absolute anthem, a delight to listen to when he's singing live. I bet that the recording is not as powerful. It's definitely a song to be sung out into like an open space, isn't it? Even as like a VIP in the audience, you'd want to sing that out to somebody. It's that powerful, and I love G and his constant like ad libs in it, him squawking, grunting, making all these weird noises, and it's all part of his charm. I absolutely love it. I love the bird's nest that he had on his head as well, and that was a really great performance. 2014 Rise concert. I need to find a full version of this, so maybe I can even do a concert reaction. What is he looking that hot for? Please, tell him to stop. Is this going to be like really sexy? Like really sexy? Have I heard this before? I'm literally dead at the first word. Oh.
I got that body, you got that body. Now you and me, let's make somebody. I got that body, you got that body. Now you and me, let's make somebody. She said, "Mommy, I'll get rid of it's better than yours." 여전히 설레 새하얀 피부결이 나를 타게 해.
When he pushes from his diaphragm and he gets all like chesty and throaty and breathy, I really love that. And I think that's kind of like the sound that I want to hear from him. I think like in the early Big Bang songs, he definitely sang in like in a deeper way. And some of that went as he explored and he became this R&B sounding artist, you know? I don't think he ever intended to set out and become this big, massive, grand stage singer, you know? That was not the intention. He wanted to be this complete artist. And he obviously is influenced by a certain style a lot, and those people that he grew up listening to, he wanted to embody that. He wanted to be his version of that, and he's definitely been able to do that. Saying all of that, I don't think that his voice is lacking in any way. I think that, I don't know, if you look at the list of people that I really love and that I idolize, they're all really, really strong singers, and he's definitely one of them. I think that he's strong in a very different way. So he doesn't naturally have so much of an open voice. He doesn't have that natural vibrato coming in. He's not a stage singer. He's not theatrical. Yet there's something about his voice. I think it's the reality of it. He's so real. He's very true to himself. And that is what I really love. How much did he play with that? Like, he literally had to squeeze that out. I love it. This is a new side of him. Wow. You make me a what? What was that? What was that noise? Can I just say that whoever put this lyric video together did a great job in distracting me, because all I'm looking at is that line of hair and it's very distracting. What does your body do again? Tell me again, I didn't quite understand. Oh, I got it this time. To be quite honest with you, whoever he's describing, I'm falling in love with them in the way that he's describing them. Always, you've got love like Taeyang. That could be a song in itself. I don't want that to end. How dare that end? It was only 3 minutes and 11 seconds. That was so fun. Why does it not have a music video? My goodness, that was sexy. I was falling in love with the girl that he was describing. It was sensual. It was just, there was something about the energy in that I really love. I can definitely see that this album is shaping out to be like a declaration of love towards a particular person, and their ups and downs in their relationship, in the chase, in the actual relationship part, and even the breaking up part. I wonder if there'll be a bit where they get back together. Look at his veins. I don't think I was quite prepared for this when I put this on. I did not think that I was going to put this on today, and this is what was going to happen to me. I really love this hair. Nobody can keep him still. I honestly don't know what the hell is going on. I'm stumped. It's better than yours. So remember how I keep saying that Taeyang is one of the very, very few people that walks around shirtless, and I don't look at him in a sexual way. That kind of has just changed. I guess it depends on the song. He's being very flirtatious, very like his body is playing naturally a big part in this performance. He's definitely being more playful. You can really see how he comes alive when he's on stage though, right? Like when you ever watch his interviews and stuff, it always seems like really sweet and somewhat reserved. Look at him on that stage. It's a totally different person. Where are you going?